Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Morris County. Are you looking for a neighborhood where you have walkability to restaurants, shops, a park embedded within the neighborhood itself, convenient commuting options? Well, today I'm in the Lidgerwood neighborhood in Morristown, New Jersey, and stay tuned to the end of this video to see if it's gonna check every single box on your list. Let's go. My name's Kevin Saum, and each week I bring you videos about moving to or around Morris County and the surrounding areas. So if that's why you came here today, make sure you give this video a like, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the content that I'm dropping each and every week. I'm also a licensed real estate agent in the state of New Jersey, and I love making these videos, but I would love even more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number is popping up below. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I cannot wait to start helping you find your dream home in Morris County or the surrounding areas. All right, so to kick today's video off, geographically, we are in the eastern portion of Morristown. So we're close to Madison, Common Station, and one major difference, if you watched my video last week in Burnham Park, which is in the western section of Morristown, this is far flatter. Burnham Park, I was, hucking up the hills and super out of breath. I'm a pretty in shape guy, and even those hills were starting to get to me after a while.
Flashback.
Had to take a break. My heart's beating out of my chest.
End of flashback.
Very flat in this neighborhood in comparison to Burnham Park. And as you can see, we've got people playing baseball. We've got people playing tennis. There's people playing on the playground, which is a really nice playground. It's got some sun coverage, which my Irish skin would definitely appreciate, and my son's Irish skin would definitely appreciate. So on those hot summer days, maybe we'll take a trip out to Lidgerwood. There's also people playing basketball. I saw people skateboarding, walking their dogs on the paths here, going for jogs. So it's a very well-used park, even on this kind of gloomy day in April in Morris County. So I got people learning how to ride bikes over here. So really a nice park. As far as what I hear, this neighborhood is pretty close to Route 287. So I mentioned before, this is a very convenient neighborhood because of its commuting options. We got 287 very close by. We've got Route 24, not also very far either, but I do hear a subtle kind of, undertone of highway traffic. Not super distracting, but there are parts of this neighborhood that are closer to the highway. So if you really don't want to hear highway traffic, you just definitely want to pay attention to that when you're looking for houses. If you're coming out of state, I could definitely help you with that and be your ears on the ground here in New Jersey. In addition to the highway traffic noise that's very subtle in the distance, I do hear a lot of birds chirping. So I like to say that because in Morristown, you typically think of that downtown kind of urban feel, a lot of traffic, but here, you're kind of set away from that, and it is a very kind of peaceful, tranquil feeling in this park with the birds chirping. And right now the trees are budding and there's flowers popping from the ground, so it's definitely a really nice feel in this neighborhood. Fortunately, I don't smell anything, so it's pretty standard spring smell in Morris County. And even more people are coming. I got people learning how to ride their bike for the first time. Really, people are getting jacked up over here, so making memories over here and making YouTube videos. Because of the flatter terrain, I would argue that this neighborhood is more convenient and closer to the shops, restaurants, and other conveniences that Morristown has to offer in comparison to Burnham Park. Right now in Lidgerwood, you're super close to the King's grocery store, which again, I probably wouldn't go there for my regular grocery shopping. If you're in a pinch, you gotta grab something. They have delicious food, but it's on the more expensive side, so you'll be paying crazy money if you go there every week for your groceries. You're really close to 287, like I mentioned. Just hop up 287 North and go to Wegmans. You'll thank me later. It's one of the greatest grocery stores I think I've ever seen. You're probably, a 10-minute walk or less to those downtown restaurants and shops, and you don't have to walk up any or walk down any crazy hills. What else is really close by? The Thomas Jefferson School, which is a B+ rated school according to niche.com, also very close. While we're on the subject of schools, the schools for this neighborhood would be the Thomas Jefferson Elementary School, the Freeling Heisen Middle School, which is also a B+ rated school, and Morristown High School, which is an A rated school. All these are according to niche.com. What else is close by? So I mentioned you're probably 10 minutes or less to Madison, and you're 5 minutes or less to Common Station, which has a train station as well. And when you're on this side of town, You don't have to drive through all of that downtown Morristown traffic, so you have that convenience too and that time saving. And I love going to Common Station just because they have a huge parking lot there and you never have to worry about a parking space. It's like $5 for the whole entire day to park there if you are taking the train into New York City. So just a lot less to worry about. And another thing that's really close by is FOOTE'S Pond. It sits right next to Thomas Jefferson Elementary School. And I actually used to walk here when I lived in this area. And I would just bring a book, sit on the bench, and it actually has a pretty cool sunset because, you know, it kind of faces west, and it was a really cool, peaceful spot for me to just kind of hang out and read a book and, you know, just relax a little bit after work. So again, kind of talking to that, you know, nature with, you know, in proximity to that downtown urban feel, you know. And if you're coming from an actual city, you'll probably laugh at me when I say that Morristown is kind of city-like, you know, in terms of, you know, urban areas in Morris County. Morristown's pretty much, you know, the most urban feeling that there is. All right, well, I think now is a good time to talk about the styles of homes that you'll find in the Lidgerwood neighborhood. So over here to my left, you might be able to peep the top of a contemporary style home, and most of the homes in the southern portion of the Lidgerwood neighborhood are that contemporary modern style home. Now across the baseball fields, the northern side of the Lidgerwood neighborhood, those are mostly ranches and split levels. So different style homes that are really separated by this park. There's also a, you know, contemporary modern style looking condominium complex in this southern portion of the Lidgerwood neighborhood as well. And I think I just saw one sold for like $600,000. So they're on the higher end of condominiums in this area. So you can peep over here, kind of the backyard of a contemporary style home as I'm walking through the path here. But, you know, beautiful neighborhood, but enjoy the B-roll of the street views that you'll see of these different style homes in the Lidgerwood neighborhood. All right, so I mentioned FOOTE'S Pond before and how its proximity to the Lidgerwood neighborhood. And as you can see over my shoulder here, there's a volunteer organization. It's called the Friends of FOOTE'S Pond. And they're actually working to get rid of a lot of invasive species that are growing in this area and replacing it with more natural species. And there's a lot of wildflowers in here. It's really a beautiful park. So I'm just gonna walk through here a little bit so you can see. So they're in here doing the work, and I really wanted to showcase this because it shows how much people care about this neighborhood, this park, this pond, that, you know, they're taking time out of their Sunday, not getting paid to do it, to make this, you know, to keep this a beautiful place, and, you know, not having all these invasive species taking over the place. So as you can see, this is the pond here, and when the sun actually is out, it's a beautiful sunset here. And I have tried to fish here. I'm saying that there's no fish in here because I never caught anything, but that's up for debate. There's also a continuation of this walking trail going into the woods here, which I'll explore a little bit later for you guys. But in general, you know, it's super peaceful here. You're right next to the Thomas Jefferson School, and the woman that I was speaking with, who's in that gardening group over there, she was mentioning that the school is actually kind of helping out, and the kids are helping out with this kind of revitalization of this natural growth in this park. I walked a little bit further down the path at FOOTE'S Pond. I'm approaching a newly renovated bridge. You can also peep some of the spring flowers starting to pop up in this wildflower garden. And if we were a little bit later in the spring season, there'd probably be even more wildflowers to look at. I'm on the bridge right now. There's a little tiny waterfall that really adds a nice element of the peacefulness and tranquility that you get the feel for here. And again, you know, 10-minute walk to downtown Morristown. So if you want to live in a place where you can go to the shops, restaurants, and really enjoy that downtown Morristown nightlife, and then a 10-minute walk later have this and some trails, and hiking, I can't think of a better place than the Lidgerwood neighborhood. All right, there's some kids that wanted to be in my video. So just to remind you, I am a licensed real estate agent in the state of New Jersey, and I love making these videos, but nothing gets me more fired up than closing deals for my clients on their dream homes in Morris County or the surrounding areas. So the number is popping up below. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I cannot wait to help you out. Till next week, guys.